This is the USS Yorktown, which picked up Apollo 8. Yes, Apollo 8. So we're off to Fort Sumter in Charleston.
Support us for several reasons. On the first level, if you're thirsty, you'll find a water fill station, water fountain. The second level has our museum and gift shop. Budget some time for the museum. There's some great exhibits in there.
Yeah? That's it? That's all you got for me?
Yeah.
Ranger Chris? Hey, yeah.
Welcome in.
Welcome to Fort Sumter. Start of the Civil War. Absolutely. Confederates fired. That's right. They took the fort. Anyway, yeah, this is what's left of the fort. Gonna go on the Ranger talk.
So flag first is passed down, and that is because of the coat. So flying like that has been insured. That flag also has 33 stars on it. So it is a replica of the flag that was flying over Fort Sumter when the Civil War broke out. So how many states did we have? How many? Ooh, close. One less. 34. 34. I know. It's really, I set you up for failure. It's a trick question. So there's 33 stars, but there's actually 34 states. So a fun trivia fact, a state only gets its star on the 4th of July. So being that this happened before the 4th of July, we did not get a 34-star flag. But what about our man-made structures? What about islands that were built by the enslaved people of this country? Forts that were built to protect the rights of their enslavers, like the one that we stand on. Fort Sumter, along with about 40 other coastal forts, including Fort Alcatraz, all the way out in San Francisco, if anybody's familiar. You should hopefully see it. Good. Lots of heads nodding. Wonderful. Was built after the War of 1812 to protect ourselves from any maritime threat. You know, Charleston being one of the wealthiest cities since we were British colonies, and giving us this major harbor for trade, the very one that you all just sailed over, it only made sense to protect the city. So in the 1820s, they began surveying the land, and in 1829, over the course of 30 years, Fort Sumter would rise over 40 feet above sea level. Now, I don't know how many you can see this depending upon where you're located within the fort, but as Rob said, if you look at that flagpole, you might notice a red line. That indicates how tall these outer walls once stood. So you're missing the top 2 tiers. But that wasn't without the labor of the enslaved people who lived here. Just building this island took 15 years of their hard work, day after day throwing massive, and we're talking several 100-pound pieces of granite overboard. Meanwhile, back at the local surrounding plantations, the bricks were being made. Men, women, and children worked tirelessly to form each brick out here, many of whose fingerprints are still visible, and we can show them to you if you'd like. It would take another 15 years and over 3.8 million bricks to secure the land that we stand on. However, Fort Sumter would never be complete. It's 1860, election year, and white Southerners have been angry and afraid of losing their power and the institution of slavery, which is the basis of their plantation economy, for quite some time now. They have threatened secession before, and soon it would become a reality. In November, what happens? President Abraham Lincoln is elected. And shortly after that, on December 20th, 1860, South Carolina would be the first state to secede from the federal government. This would be for Major Robert Anderson and his federal garrison of men to leave Fort Moultrie across the way on Sullivan's Island and come over to Fort Sumter. The following day, the secessionists would take Fort Moultrie. fast forward to April of 1861, 6 more states have joined South Carolina to form the Confederacy with Jefferson Davis as their president. Now Anderson and his men, they're still here, but provisions are very low. And Lincoln will send a ship their way with supplies, but it would not make this time. General Beauregard of the Confederacy and a former student of Anderson's, he sends word that they must evacuate Fort Sumter. And Anderson says, no thanks, we've got orders to stay, but we'll be out of supplies soon. On April 11th, Beauregard, he issues the ultimatum. He says, that's it, time's up, leave or we will be forced to fire. And with that, on April 12th at 4:30 in the morning, that first shot would be fired from Fort Johnson, bursting above us, signaling the start of the American Civil War and forever changing the trajectory of our nation. After 34 hours, Anderson and his men, they would evacuate Fort Sumter and they would take down the United States flag, never knowing if or when they would fly again. 2 months later, the United States, they would gain control of Morris Island and spend another 18 months bombarding upon Fort Sumter with over 44,000 shots, chipping away at it brick by brick. 3 of them are in the wall today behind me. It wouldn't be until February 1865, Confederates would leave Charleston, leave its surrounding areas, and its defenses. The bloodiest war in American history, with over 700,000 deaths, is coming to an end, and along with it, slavery. On April 14, 1865, now retired Major General Robert Anderson, he would return to Fort Sumter. And for the very first time since the Civil War began, he would raise the same exact flag that he brought down 4 years ago to the day. So, I ask you guys, what do you think about when you think of a national park? I want you to keep this place in mind. A man-made fort on a man-made island built by the enslaved people of this country. And how in 4 years we were able to abolish slavery that had existed since we were British colonies. How we freed over 4 million people, families with enslavement to citizenship. So Fort Sumter, the events that happened here and surrounding it, laid the groundwork on our never-ending march towards a more perfect. So thank you for your time. Welcome, enjoy, explore. Thank you.
Okay, what we have here is fingerprints from the child of a slave who made these bricks. Those are their fingerprints right there. They made the bricks. Good afternoon from Fort Sumter here in Charleston. Yep, that's the start of the Civil War, so pretty cool. A lot of history. Time to get back on the boat. What we have here is a magnolia tree with a bloom. Lemony, definitely. Reminds me of Lemon Pledge, but it's subtle. It's there. For sure, if this whole tree was in bloom, you'd smell it no matter where you were. But have a flower. Good afternoon from Charleston. This is Fort Moultrie. Back in the Civil War, Major Anderson was in charge of this fort. And when the Confederate rebels were closing in, he transferred command from here to Fort Sumter. That's where he stayed there for 34 hours or whatever it is before he ran out of supplies. And then, of course, got off Fort Sumter, but the Confederates took it until the end of the war. So, Fort Moultrie, Fort Sumter, Charleston, and not bad. You can see the harbor up on the guns. Okay, time to go. Okay, we're going into the powder magazine. Oh yeah. It's pretty cool, actually. It's a great place to store beer and stuff. So you couldn't bring your lantern in. You put it in here, and then the light would shine through here. And of course, you know, store my rocket motors. That's a long way to go. Yeah. Cool. Where are we, Frank?
We're in the Powder magazine, Joe. There's a little bit of an echo.
Just a little bit.
Nothing wrong with the mic, kids.
No matches. I could store my rocket motors in here.
You could.
I could. So, out in the distance is Fort Sumter, and we are at Fort
Moultrie.
Moultrie. Sorry. Thanks, Frank. A little help from off camera. Good evening from South Carolina, near Charleston, Johns Island. We're at Low Tide Brewing. Never been here before. Let's check it out. Hopefully it don't rain. I'm at Low Tide Brewing Company. Got myself a flight, of course. 2 IPAs, a coffee stout, and a red ale. Now I think this IPA, something Thai. That's good. I like that one. None of these are available in cans, though. That's a problem. And the coffee stout I thought was pretty good, too. You can smell the coffee. Yeah, I like the coffee stout. It's good. So, I'm here at, like I said, Low Tide. I think I have a special guest star coming. Hey, it's Frank.
My mug's bigger, Joe. I knew that, though.
What a smart ass.
This is their house cream ale root beer. More cream ale than root beer, but tasty.
Yeah, good cream soda. But, yeah, it's crisp. Good. Cheers.
Cheers.